Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be going over some of the latest patch notes and the updates to Heroes of the Storm. So a lot of these map updates were really good. I think that the Blackheart's Bay changes really made this map a lot more playable and a lot less macro oriented. There's a little bit more of a team fight. Moving those vision towers down was great, right? To encourage people to go in there and have a team fight rather than, fighting over the top vision. Now we have bottom vision. The one chest spawning is much better, right? The game doesn't feel so snowball. You can't just get the first two chests, get the turn in and take a whole enemy fort. So they've made Blackheart's Bay a lot less snowbally. And a lot of the other map changes were great too. I think they did a great job there. Now, however, I think some of these changes here, specifically this one, were really bad for the game. And I'll tell you why, right? Not only casual players, but really good players too. I have some friends that are, some of the best grandmasters in the game. I have some friends that are also just casual players that like to play HOTS on the weekend and after work. And I think everyone can agree that the forts and keeps and core no longer prioritizing enemy heroes when an allied hero is attacked is a massive blunder change to the game, right? This is something that has kind of ruined the game. And the reason why it's really bad for Heroes of the Storm, I'll tell you in multiple ways, right? Is because not only is the game much more snowbally now, and not only the XP globes being removed makes macroing so much more important, but the forts and keeps no longer prioritizing enemy heroes and prioritizing summons and minions now is a massive problem, because now if you get a little bit of a lead, right, you can just simply dive the tower. While a perfect example is, let's say one team is level 10 and the other team is level 9, right? I can go ahead and with my ultimate, I can go ahead and dive their tower and ult them and further snowball the game. Basically, the team that is losing has absolutely no chance to come back now. They don't have a building. They don't have anything to fall back to. It doesn't matter. They can just the aggressing team can just spawn minions with heroes like Azmodan, Nazebo, and stuff, and they don't even really need to. They can just dive the tower. You don't even need Sylve to shut it down now. You can just dive the tower because you have a minion wave. And I think that's an absolute massive blunder and problem for the game. It makes the game very one-sided. I've seen more people quit games and give up now faster and AFK as soon as something goes wrong, because they know that once the team gets a lead and is a level or two ahead, they will just snowball the game to victory. That makes it fun for no one. The team that is winning is not having fun because the enemy team literally has no chance. They have no towers to hide behind. They have the level deficit because they're not soaking. The small XP globes being removed means that, not only are they stressed thin on defending all their bases, but they're stressed thin on macro, because if they're not there right when the minions die to get the XP, then they're not getting the XP, and it's going to further exacerbate their level deficit. So these changes have been really, really detrimental to the game. Not only have I seen a lot less people playing, I've seen a lot more people upset with these changes. And, not to say that everything is bad, right? Like, I don't think that the attack speed and the move speed for the minions is that bad. I don't think that the armor under, when someone is diving is that bad. I just think that the one change that needs to be reverted is the forts and keeps no longer prioritizing an enemy hero. This fundamental change has ruined Heroes of the Storm. I've played 2 years straight worth of Heroes of the Storm, and over the last 10 years, it's my favorite game. That's all I play, literally. That's literally all I do. And I love this game. And I think that this change has been so detrimental to the game. It's making people give up. It's making the game not fun for when you're winning because the enemy team has no chance. The game just feels extremely one-sided. The defending team, it's just terrible for them because they can't do anything because, they're just being dove under the tower. And this puny 35 armor is nothing. If you were to keep these changes, right? If you were to keep the no longer prioritizing enemy heroes, you would need to do this. I don't know why they reverted the slow. The slow was fine. If you were diving a tower and you get slowed, that's fine. You should be punished for diving a tower. A tower should not be useless and meaningful in the game. If you look at the minimap on Heroes of the Storm, you can see the way that the bases are all arranged. All the forts and the keeps and the core are all chess pieces, right? And these chess pieces, when you have them on your board, are there to defend and are there to help you, right? So when you have more chess pieces, they should help you. But now it feels like our chess pieces are literally useless. Our pawns, which are our forts that are out there, are literally useless. We have chess pieces on the board protecting our queen, which is our core, and protecting our king and queen so that you can't get checkmated. But guess what? They don't even attack you anymore because there's a minion wave. So they're literally useless. So I think reverting these changes is really important. And I know there's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of people, that are on one side or on the other side. But one thing that everyone agrees is that the game is a lot more snowbally, right? I've read a lot of the Reddit posts. I've read a lot of the opinions on this. And it seems that most people know that that this change has made the game so snowbally, right? And some people might like them, some people might not. I've seen an overwhelming majority not like these changes, including all of my friends and the people that I talk to. But some people do like them. But let's go ahead and let's go over some of these posts that people have been saying. So it's been 9 days. What's everyone's take on the fort changes? QM player, I don't play as much anymore. It just doesn't feel good. It feels like I see more snowballs and less chance for a comeback. The team fighting has gone down as well, and push heroes feel oppressive. I really hope they revert everything. It would be a shame to lose my favorite pastime game. Yeah. Everything good except for fort. Fort stuff, absolute, yes. Kind of poop. Overall, terrible. Terrible design. So if you look, everyone wants a revert. Please, Blizzard, revert fort and keep changes. Everyone wants this. Tower changes have made a lifetime player quit. Revert tower changes. The game is not like League of Legends. Please revert towers. I have traumas flashbacking of solo laning as Tyrande. So if you look at this, you can basically see every single person online saying that these changes need to be reverted. Now, I think that one thing that I am happy about is to see Blizzard working on this game again, right? Like, we're rolling out updates again. We're pushing patches. We're even giving people mounts and stuff. And I think a lot of this is great. These mounts are great. All of these map changes are freaking great. The Black Hearts, Hanamura, Infernal Shrine, Sky Temple, Warhead Junction, Garden of Terror changes are great. I don't even mind seeing these maps in ranked. I don't care. I think that that's great. I just really think that we need to revert the tower prioritization. And I'm not the only one that has this opinion. You have hundreds, if not thousands, of people posting online about that. So I just wanted to make the video and just, kind of express how I feel about it as kind of a veteran HOTS player and my opinion. And I think, like I said, a lot of the changes are good. But the tower aggro changes need to be reverted, I think. Another thing that we could do, I mean, I don't mind having people have armor. Even if this was reverted, it's okay to keep the armor when you're under tower. It's okay to even have the slow. The mercenary camp spawning earlier, that's fine. I think that's okay to encourage macro early. Structure health being increased, that's also fine. I don't think that any of these changes are that bad. I think maybe reverting the attack speed or nerfing it a little bit would be good because pusher's advantage is so heavy right now, right? We basically turned the game into a specialist's dream. And honestly, I don't think anyone wants to play Heroes of the Storm just to soak lanes and push towers, right? The most important thing in Heroes of the Storm is macro. The most important thing is pushing towers and pushing towards a core and taking out minions and winning the game through macro and PvE. And that's never going to change. That's always going to be the most important part of the game. Why? Because you can kill the enemy team 1,000 times, but if you don't take out their buildings, you're not going to win the game. That will always be the fundamental structure of the game. But making it so strong as to where you give the minions 35 attack speed, 35% move speed, the forts aren't even prioritizing them. It's ridiculous. Now the game has turned into a specialist's dream. All you have to do is pick macro heroes. And I've even seen this in high ranked games. I've seen people adjusting their comp to be 2 specialists, 2 split push heroes. And all they do is split push the whole game. And another perfect example is I saw an ARAM where one team had 7 kills and the other team had 30. But the team that had 7 kills had a bunch of split pushers, right? It was like Asmo, Nazebo. And so they didn't even kill the enemy team half or a quarter as much as the other team. But guess what? They won the game. Why did they win the game if they got 7 kills in ARAM and the other team got 30? Because they picked macro heroes. They picked, and the new changes make it so easy to be really bad at the game, but get so much value. And you can't make your game like that. You can't have your game be like, oh, I'm so bad at the game, I die 20 times, 30 times, and I only get 5 kills, but hey, I won the game because I picked a hero that could split push and I pushed your tower. So please, Blizzard, fix my game. I can't stand to see these changes be implemented anymore. It's literally ruined the game. Your player base, if you can check your numbers, is definitely going down. It's declining from this. This is a huge blunder. This was a huge mistake to do this. The map changes, great. The camp spawning earlier, that's fine. The armor under tower, that's fine. The structure health, that's fine. But everything else, I think you should revert. I think you should revert the small XP globes being removed and vanishing. I think you should revert, most importantly, the keeps no longer prioritizing enemy heroes. But that's just my 2 cents. And at this point, I'm just rambling. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day.